Hello. Welcome to Calendar with Katy. Oh, I'm going to be seeing, like usual, guys. Sorry, I got to leave you with the same things all the time. Got to make sure you can hear me. I love that. Hi, welcome to Calendar with Katy. Wasn't feeling in the mood to do it, but I'm doing it anyway. So I'm going to do my intro, and then I'll be back. Boom. If I can find it. It's buried in here now. Somewhere. I'll be right back. Boom! Let's do this. Hello. I'm not sure how well the short stories are going to go, but Heather Bennett says hi, and I'm saying hi to you. And tomorrow we are going to the Van Gogh exhibit, so it's very exciting. I'm going to share some Halloween costumes tonight. I'm wearing one. It's just a tank top and a really cool cape, and just a regular hat. I do have this swanky one, but you can't really see it, so ignore the roots, my friends. But check this one out. What? It's pretty awesome, isn't it? But it's like really hard to stay in the shot there. So I will put this one back on. This one's easy. So like I'll talk about some simple costumes and whatnot. And I don't like the scary stories as much. I'm a very busy woman. Just had a loss in the family. Yes, in the family. And I want to call a person out really bad, and I'm holding on it for a while because someone who's not part of the family deprived my family the ability to see my uncle before he passed. And so I'm very pissed off, and I'm very angry, and I'm very sad because I know that he didn't want to be alone, and I think that he was. So that is something I'm dealing with right now. So I have pictures on here. Okay, I'm just going to switch the subject. This like moves around a lot. And then I'm going to wear my red glasses when I have to read tonight. But let's talk about Halloween costumes because so back in the day I used to love it, right? And then you always have the sexy costumes for the girls. It's like an excuse for a girl to dress like a slut for the for the night. And in Phoenix, it's always really, really nice weather, but it seems that like on Halloween night, the temperature suddenly drops and it's very cold. So I got information on these pictures. So the ones with the fire there, got it from this site right here, Halloween Costume Ideas. And then I also got it from the ones with the little boom on it from this bestproducts.com. And then I got the other ones with the lightning bolt from Reader's Digest list. So just doing that so I can cover my bases, you know. So I did put them in here. It kind of covers my face, but have you guys seen the Squid Game? This? See, look. Hi. Have you seen the Squid Game? This is going to be a really popular costume this year. Well, Julia Trujillo. I never see you on here. Hello. Hey, if you guys have comments or whatever, if you want to talk about your favorite costume or a scary story, that would be amazing. I could always invite you on if you wanted to. So that Squid Game is going to be a really popular costume this year. And I'm trying to go through because I have to share these like here. Okay, so this is Kim Kardashian from some award show, some gala event. Maybe you guys know. I don't know. I don't keep up with these trends. That's like Lady Gaga-esque to me. It's weird. I'll share it on here because I think you'll see it better. I mean, you won't see my face, but that's fine. You don't have to see my face. But it's from this stupid event that she did. Do you guys know anything about this? Like why would you wear that? That's so weird. Oh, the Met Gala. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Summer. Summer is going to be co-hosting next week, and she's going to have some cool old costumes of her own that she's going to share, I think. Maybe. I don't know yet. Okay. So some more pictures here, some more costumes. So these are all ideas. This is another one. Woo! Cruella de Vil from the movie. That's Emma Stone. Then we have also, if I can find it, homemade version. What do you think of this one comparably? Not exactly the same, but pretty good. I mean, honestly, you could take something like this. I have a tank top, a tank, and a hat on, and black pants. You can't see the pants. So Summer says, it's the annual fundraiser for the Met Museum. Thank you. I'm so like out of the loop. I don't watch the news. I don't. Weird. And then I have people sending me videos about all this vaccine, non-vaccine stuff. I'm just gonna say, stop. I don't want to look at it anymore. Oh, Christine Hillary. Great. Well, so do you, my friend. She also was, she knew my uncle really well. So you'll have to go back to the beginning, Christine, to see what I said at the beginning. But I think I'm glad you guys are here because this is just fun. I just wanted to do something fun and show you this stuff. So these are all the trending costumes and whatnot. Now this one you guys will recognize. Oh, Bernie Sanders with his mittens on. Do you think you will see a lot of those costumes this Halloween? This one is kind of funny to me. It's a Zoom fail. Haha. And if you don't know what we're talking about, this is there was some news reporters that were found. Well, not found, but just like whatever. They were on a Zoom and it was live and even on air. And so it was like, business on the top, party on the bottom. So one of the newscasters had boxers on and another guy was doing something really inappropriate during a meeting. So Cherry says, are you giving out candy this year? You know what's funny is I usually don't if I'm by myself because I just don't want people coming to my door when I'm by myself. But I think that I'm going to be hanging out with my sister and Siggy. And Siggy is, I'll put that back up there. Siggy wants to be a cockroach, and I don't know if I can hang out. I don't know if I can do it because cockroaches scare me more than anything. So I don't know what to do. Are you guys handing out candy this year? Okay, this one's funny. Do you know what this is? You can't see it. It's the Rock costume. What? It's the Rock. So it's funny because I don't know what that's from. He was wearing jeans and a fanny pack. But it's really funny. And then some of these crack me up, like this one, a Ted Lasso costume. Heather Bennett, you would love this one. It's like the greatest show out there on Apple TV. But that's not a costume. That's a picture of the characters from the show. Okay. So you would just have to look at this and go, all right, I got to buy one of those jackets, some khaki pants, maybe put a mustache on, Christine knew The Rock. So some of them are funny and some of them are like DIYs you can do and some ideas that you can do at home if you want. This one's funny, Joe Exotic. I didn't put the prices on here like off the sites because some of them are like this one. I think was like $17.99. Anybody can get like a silly little mullet wig. I don't know if you guys can see the cursor when I have it like this, and a hat. You know what I mean? And just wear that. That's kind of funny to me. So Christine says he used to dress like that for real, and it turned into a funny costume. The Rock, yeah. So it must be from the '90s, right? Like. It's just really funny because The Rock is like The Rock and he's pretty cool. And so then all these people are making fun of him and stuff now. Okay, so this one I love because I love this show, Stranger Things. It is Hopper. Do you guys know who this is? This is how you can't see me. Do you know who this is? I actually think he's pretty sexy. just so you know. He'd probably think I'm really sexy right now too. You know what I'm saying? But that's easy. You would just have to get like a Hawaiian shirt and some old faded jeans that are dirty, put a mustache on. So some of them I wish I had time to look up stuff because I had friends back in the day that dressed up. I had a friend that dressed up like me for Halloween and she had a Canada shirt on. And then I had two dogs. I called them the Browns. I haven't had dogs for a while, but she had them hanging from her like a belt. And then she had a volleyball hanging from the other one. And she had like bushes all over her. And I couldn't figure it out at first. She had hair and ponytails. And I was like, what are you, like a bushman? And she's like, I'm you. And it was hysterical. So, I mean, you can be creative and not know. So here's this one. This was an opportunity for a girl to be sexy or whatever. It's the Fireball girl. Ooh, what a creative costume, Oh, here's the Cruella one. Sorry. This one's cute though. Actually, I like it. It's Cat in Hat tutu dress. And then this one to me, if those of you that saw Bridgerton, it's not that great of a costume. To me, she looks like Cinderella. Okay. Now this one's always awesome. We always love Bob Ross. Okay. But this is a horrible costume. I mean, like, obviously you're not going to know it's Bob Ross unless he's holding that paint thing there. But it really doesn't look like Bob Ross. You know what I mean? Like, you do kind of have to look like him, I think. Oh, good. Heather's got a big long one. One of my favorite costume ideas was my sister-in-law's many, many years ago. Blue sweatshirt with hot glued cotton balls all over it, and you carry a squirt bottle. When people ask you what you are, partly cloudy with a chance of rain, and then you squirt them with water. Oh my God, that's awesome. Especially if people are drinking, right? You just don't want to get them mad. There are some pretty creative ones in here, and I'm going to get to those. This one's funny. It's Jeff Bezos in space. And then this is Beth Harmon from the Queen's Gambit. And I have another one in here of what she really, do I have this in here? What she really looks like. I think I need to share the screen. So hang on a sec, I'll do that. It's a pretty good one. I was like, well, is that really good? It is pretty much, because this is what, oh, we got to stop sharing this one. This is what the costume looks like, and this is what it really looks like. So not bad. Not bad. Okay, and then this is a creative one, beer pong. And then here's another hilarious one. This is an Aquaman muscle costume. That's not a costume. That's a picture of Jason Momoa. Thank you. In his costume. And then you could do something creative and easy like this, like the Great British Bake Off. This one's really cute because it's a pregnant lady with thing 1 and thing 2. And then it's a Sprinkles Halloween costume. So I get it, but I think you could be more creative. Do you know what I mean? But I had a friend, Melinda, she's probably not going to watch tonight or any other night, but she had a black shirt on and said, got milk. And then she did like a milk mustache here. And that's more creative, I think. Here's the old go-to that I love. I actually dressed like this one year. Boo. Scary ghosts. Okay. And then this one to me does not look like a costume. You let me know. Pac-Man. That's just a dress with Pac-Man on it, you know? And this one is super creative. I love it. Stolen Identity. This is Elle Woods, and a terrible rendition of Elle Woods, I think. I would not think that was Elle Woods. Once you told me, I'd be like, oh, okay, I get it. But Elle Woods is from Legally Blonde. And then here's Drew Barrymore from Scream. So that's just jeans and a sweater. And if you don't have blonde bobbed hair, then you got to get a wig. I kind of dig this one, to be honest with you. Deviled egg. And then this one, copycat. If you can't see what that is, it's a picture of a bunch of cats on the front of it. Okay, so how are you guys liking these ideas so far? This one is weird to me. Comic book character. I guess it's okay, but it's like, what do you do with the rest of your body? Do you know what I mean? Now, this is a better Bob Ross costume because it's Bob Ross and a tree. So that's a cute couple's costume. And that guy looks more like Bob Ross than the other guy did. Second to last, we have a very cute Beetlejuice costume. It's a woman. Look how cute that is. And like, it looks really cool with her hair and her eyes and stuff. And it looks like she has really high boots on. So that's like one where a girl gets to be sexy or whatever and be creative. So Christine, I don't know what you're saying hey to. Maybe my comments about sexy costumes. And then the last one I have here, the piece de resistance. Scary Halloween costume. Are you ready? Whoa. No. That's Friday the 13th. That's Michael Myers from Halloween. Scary. So I had some scary stories to read, but then I looked at them later and they weren't that scary. But I'll read you. How scary do I look with these glasses on? I'll read you one from the Westward Ho. Oh, she said, sorry, hey to the cat lady costume. LOL. That's what Christine says. Yeah, I think that's a pretty creative idea. That's something I would do. This is a picture of the Westward Ho, and look how cool this building is. I mean, like, super cool. Oh, whoops. Oh, you don't need to see me closer. Let's see if it gets, oh, yeah, it doesn't. Hi. Really, really cool building. And now it's like a building for the homeless and stuff downtown. So it's kind of strange, but here's a couple of stories from it. Okay. It's interesting because it's very, very old. It opened its doors the first time in November in 1928. And it's on Central and Fillmore Streets in Phoenix, if you know Phoenix. Okay. And it was the toast of town for many years. And it was also held the title of the tallest building for over 30 years. Whoa. Until the Meridian Bank Tower was built in 1960. Okay. Several famous people stayed at this hotel. So it's not quite like, what's that one? The starts with the C in California. Paul says, I'm going as Ted Lasso. Are you really? I love that, actually. Just actually be Ted Lasso and not just carry a picture of him. I think I love that show, by the way. Okay, so several famous people stayed here, including John F. Kennedy, Ronald Reagan, Paul Newman, and then they throw in Nicky Hilton in there. Tom Mix, whoever that is, the Marx Brothers, Clark Gable, Henry Fonda, Ava Gardner, Bob Hope, and then Spencer Tracy and John Wayne stayed there. And actor Robert Wagner married Natalie Wood out on the hotel patio back in the day. Amelia Earhart was not a movie star or a millionaire or a gangster, but she did stay at the Westward Ho before her plane mysteriously vanished in 1937. So in September of 1941, the Westward Ho was the scene of a robbery. There were two bandits, and they escaped with $300. Just saying. The younger of the two, always makes me laugh when they say his age is approximately 28. Why don't you just say 25 to 30? You know, or just, you know what I mean? It's just funny. So the younger of the two is 28, and they said he had a villainous appearance because he had liberal use of grease paint. His eyebrows were said to have been smeared with black paint, and he had a carefully designed grease mustache. So I don't know if that was supposed to be a costume or what. Okay. And that's it. And then in 1947, a guest, Harry R. Slime, was 48. He was from Glendale, California, and he shot 8 shots off in the hotel. And one of them went through, like a hotel room of a couple that was sleeping there. And then I thought, oh, did one of them die? Is that a ghost? And that wasn't one of the stories, unfortunately. So, but in October 1975, the streets of Phoenix were torn up because they were looking for $53,000. No, these are not scary stories yet. I'm getting there, but they were looking for $53,000 worth of stolen jewels. So, like, imagine how it just seems like it was a lot easier, like Bonnie and Clyde type stuff. So there was a guy, Police Sergeant John Roberts. There was a jewelry heist in 1958, and there was this guy. This guy's name is Lothar, Lothar, Lothar Gates of Yonkers, New York, and it was in 1958. And he had 2 sample cases of jewelry, and he called on several dealers that day. He's probably like, "I have these amazing jewels. Don't you want to buy them?" Right? Summer says, "Ooh, I like jewels. I know. I had some fake ones. I should have worn them tonight." So anyway, he's showing them to these people, right? And then he takes it to the Westward Ho and he puts it in the Westward Ho vault. And the next morning, the cases are gone, both of them. And then there was a 12-year-old boy that this policeman Robert said, the next day he said, I saw a big black car. This guy got out of the car and he had these 2 cases and he put them behind these bushes, right? But the boy took the cases home. So he must not have told him that. Because like it says, he was unwilling to report his find, the little boy was, and he buried them, and then he carefully noted his spot. But then they moved to California, and then he came back later when he was 28 years old and said this is where it was, but he found that there was like a new road there. And so the policeman was like, we didn't know whether to believe this story or not, So he's kind of like, he supposedly buried the jewelry there. We really didn't want to tear up the road, but they did. And they didn't find it. So the hotel now, it's very strange, is used for the elderly and disabled as low-income housing. And it's a very cool building. Like, I want to go in there and look at it. And maybe I will. And take some pictures. But in 2001, psychic Jackie Kranz went on a tour. This guy led him on a tour, and she had her first job as a waitress there in the soda fountain during her teen years. And she shortly left her job in 1966. She had met her first husband there. And so they went down in all these tunnels and stuff, and they were talking about it. And it was like they were kind of scared because transients supposedly go down in the tunnels it's a little cooler down there. And then she says, speaking of tunnels, the psychic says, there was supposed to be a tunnel that caved in where an old Model T or a car was hidden away that belonged to a famous gangster. So there's all these like silly stories and stuff. And then it gets to the scary stuff. And it says, throughout all of Westward Ho's history of paranormal activity, no benevolent spirits had been observed or heard except this one that was on the 15th floor, which was locked to everybody but the staff. And I've got to tell you, I'm a little disappointed because I thought these would be a little scarier. I forgot to share with you the book that I got this from. So it's called Haunted Phoenix. So like check out in your area, wherever you live, if you have any cool like museum stuff or history stuff or something like that. It's just the history is just kind of fun anyway. And since it's Halloween, there's some scary stuff peppered in there, but it's not too scary. So maybe next week when Summer's co-hosting, we'll have scary stories to tell, like real ones. Okay, so anywho, the 15th floor, it says in one corner, a stairway from the 14th floor, the service elevator came up from the banquet kitchen on the ground floor, and it ended up on the 14th floor. So sensitive people and psychics believe that someone was violently attacked or murdered near the exit of that stairway because it's cold there and whatever. Okay, but 5 or 6 decades ago, a dentist convention was there, and a dentist and his wife went to see a movie at the Old Fox Theater on Washington Street. Halfway through the movie, the wife excused herself to go to the restroom. While her husband waited, she calmly walked north on Central Avenue to the Westward Ho. She took the elevator to the 15th floor, and she jumped out the window, and nobody knew why. And then they don't tell anything about any kind of benevolent spirits or anything, okay? So then some of the more intuitive investigators at the hotel felt that the presence of dancing guests in the ballroom. This is another story. There's a lady in a red dress. Sorry, not the red dress. Ooh. Oh, these are the kids. I love these kids. Happy Halloween! Many of the residents that live there. So now here's the thing. They're elderly and low income, right? So I'm not making any guesses, but like, I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so they say that they hear the chattering of a room full of people as if a banquet or convention was back in session. Sometimes they hear the big band music of Red Nichols and his 5 pennies. There must have been one back then. Other residents stated that kitchen utensils have been moved around. A stove turned on itself as a resident watched, and large boxes moved themselves around at night. Ooh. Okay, so in 2008, following the passing of a resident on the 2nd floor, a young woman who was packing up her belongings repeatedly saw a thin older lady in a fancy blue gown accompanying her in the rooms. As she packed for several hours, the music from the 1940s kept playing in the background and included occasional pops that were typical of old records on a Victrola, so it's like that scratching noise or whatever. She also heard the chatter of a room full of people and the sound of a noisy nightclub. Okay, so there was a former security guard that said that when she reached the bottom floor, 2 unseen hands had grasped her shoulders and would not let her proceed any further. It didn't want her to go down there. And then there was a guy who lived on the 3rd floor in the tower building. And he said sometimes for hours, he'd sit on the edge of his bed for many years. And when he passed away, a new tenant acquired his apartment. And she could often see someone sitting on the edge of the bed. Dun, dun, dun. And then, let's say, in December 2011, a report came in regarding a haunted closet on the 7th floor. And this grandson, a 6-year-old grandson, refused to enter his grandmother's closet to get something she needed. And when she asked him why, he said, "I'm not afraid of the dark and I'm not claustrophobic, but this other little boy asked me, said, talk to me when I got there." So those are just some of the stories. And I should have prepared that better, but we'll be better prepared next week. I just had kind of a crazy week, but I wanted to pop on and say hi, show you my awesome, simple costume. You guys can do that kind of stuff. And let me know in the comments later, if you watch it later, what kind of costume, or share pictures of your favorite costumes if you'd like. We can do that next week as well, because I think we're going to do some really fun stuff. So I'll see you next week, you guys. Next week will also be Wednesday, okay, before Halloween, because that's the night we can all do it. So